Okay, welcome back. So in this tutorial, we will be looking at importing graphics and different resources into the game that are not originally in SRPG Studio. So, first thing I'd want to do is I'm going to go up here to Resources, and I'm going to go to Graphics. Now, up here, these are all the different graphics that you have uh, default in the game. So you can kind of scroll through and see what they got in here. You can look at, this is map chip, so everything we had in outdoor is in here. So what do we want to do if we want to make our own custom tiles? Well, we're going to take this, we're going to do save to file, and I'm going to just save it to my desktop, and I'm going to say tutorial 1. Okay, I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to go to our desktop. And then right up here we got tutorial 1. You open that up, you can see all these in here. Next is you're going to need a program to edit this. I use this one, I think it's called Sprite. So I'm going to open that up. File, open. I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to find tutorial 1 and I'm going to open it. So now you can see all these different tiles in here. You can see them to the pixel. And we're going to create our own. So how are we going to do that? Well, I'm just going to go in here, and I believe it's defaulted to every 32 by 32, which should be 4 of these squares right here. So you can see I have these 4 squares. I want a good palette. So another thing I want to do, if you just want a decent palette to start, I like to go to, we'll go back in, go to resources again, graphics, I think it's in here, and I want to find icon. I want to open up icon. It's going to show all these different icons in here, lots of different colors. So I want to do save that to file, and I want to keep it as icon. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Sprite. I'm going to I want a different palette of colors. This is all just like greens and stuff. So I want to go to options right here. I'm going to load a palette. And I'm going to go to icon. So this should take all the colors that are in those icons and then create a palette out of all those colors. Okay, so you see that right here. And now I'm going to go to sort and gradients. I'm going to do sort by hue. And I kind of have a whole bunch of colors right here. I guess that messed with all those, but we're not going to be using these. We're just going to be using our own custom assets on this page. So I'm just going to take this and delete everything. Now we're going to go back up to the top and create some simple map tiles. So let's find a decent green. And I'm going to fill this 4x4 square section with green. I'm not sure I like that one. That one's kind of bright. We'll stick with this color. This will be our grass color. Okay. Now I want to create some water. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to make another one right here. I'm actually going to make it, if that's 4x4, I'm going to go down to here, and then I'm going to do it one more, all the way down to here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6. Okay. Now I'm going to create a little bit of dirt. This is 1 pixel? I'm not sure I have the right grid. What if we do view, grid settings? Oh, it's saying 16 by 16. Maybe I do. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted. But yeah, so these are 32 by 32. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of create... Oh, that's not right. I'm going to go from here to here. Keep this here to here. I want to keep all the edges in the middle. This is going to be our border. Okay. So I'll bump this up to 2 and I'll make this a little bit more a little thicker. Okay. Just kind of doing this by the seat of our pants. Now let's get some water in here. So I'm going to press G and I'm going to paint in some water. Okay. Now if you want, we can make some flowers. I'll make them a little bit of a darker green. 2, 3, 4. I'll give it a nice leaf right there. I'll make this a white flower. I'll be nice and yellow in the middle. You can copy and paste that a couple of times. And you see I'm leaving the rest of this blank. So I'll get a couple of different levels of flowers. Okay, now we're just going to save this. Now we want to save this. We're going to do save as, and we're going to go into our tutorial project, which I named tutorial. And we're going to go into graphics, and then we're going to go into map chip. And we're just going to call this tutorial 1 and save. Okay, so that should have saved this in that file. So now we have resources, graphics. Now we want to add. We're going down to original and we're going to add. We got tutorial 1 PNG right here. We're going to hit OK. So now we can open our map. Let's just do this on the second map. We got tutorial 1. We're going to have our grass. We're going to paint our grass in here. And now we could start doing some water. Oh, I also want to do the reverse of this as well. We'll see in a second. Save the project. We're going to go. I might have to close out of this. I want to do copy and paste this and do the exact opposite. You'll see what happens. And you'll see what I mean by opposite. I'm going to move it over 1. I'm going to take this blue and I'm going to paint it out here. Take this green and paint it in here. Move that back over. Okay, we're going to save. We're going to open up tutorial. And we're going to go back to second map. Now we can open up the map. We have our tutorial. And now that I have the reverse of this, Let's see. I can now have that go like that, which I couldn't do before. And now we can have our stream going across this area. Obviously, you can make this more detailed. I'm just doing this by the seat of my pants. I think I need a different angle there. We'll do that. Whoops, I did the exact opposite of what I wanted to do there. There we go. That one. Just bring that across. Bring that across. Actually, I want it to go up more. And bring that up. And you get to paint your map. Nice and easy. So now we want this one. Think that looks about right. Grass going up. We're going to fill in some water. I wanted to do... Which one do I want to do? I think this one. Fill that in. Okay, we got some flowers going on. And now we can do some more enemies. Now, we have our starting units up here. We can once again go back to map information, make that up to 6. Now we got all 6. 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Now, let's see if we saved it last time. If we saved it on our second map. Looks like we did. So, we only got 3 units. Oh, I guess it's on permadeath. But, as you can see with our map, for some reason we can cross the water. So we want to fix that. We're going to go back. And now we're going to go to database and terrain. Okay. So this is the default terrain. We are going to go all the way down here to where it says original. And you can see here's our original terrain. So first we want to, let's edit terrain groups. We'll get to that later. We're just going to edit terrain. And we're going to create terrain. We're going to start, we have empty. Now we're going to do grass. Grasses, we're not going to have it give us anything special. And grass, pretty much everything can walk on it. We're going to hit OK. Oh, and then we want to make another one. We want to create terrain. New terrain will be water. And none of these can go over it except sky or sea. And this is the movement that it takes to go over each tile. So in order to go over each one of these, it takes 1 movement. If you want to make it more difficult, you can up it to 2. But all this works in whole units, rounded down. So if you have a unit that has 9 movement and it takes 2 to go across, that 9 movement is going to go down to 4 squares. Okay, now since we did that, you can select the tile and you see how it says select terrain. This is empty. We're now going to make that grass. Okay, so that's grass. We're going to make all of these water. You won't be able to go on the, just going to make all that water. And then this, we're going to make all this water. You see how it's changing to the triangle? Make all that water, and this one's going to be grass. And we'll make the flowers grass as well. Okay? So we made it so water, you can't walk over it. We'll just do a test map. So now he can't walk over the water. Nice and simple. So if you wanted to create a bridge, you can do separate bridge terrain. We'll do that now. You're going back to Sprite. Make sure we save this over here. We're going to close out of that, because whenever we save this, if these tiles are open in SRPG Studio, it won't let you save this. So let's try and make a bridge. Do we have grays here? So I'm going to make a bridge. We'll do it right here. Oops, I gotta cut that off. Now, I'm showing you all this because I think my two favorite parts that keep me motivated in making my game. Once I got my graphics in to look somewhat respectable. Granted, I am using a bunch of placeholder art as well. But once I got things looking good, it made it feel a lot more interesting to come into the game than just using the default assets. I'm going to put another gray in here if you want a very basic one. If you want to decorate a little bit, you could do, you can add some like squares to it. I want some more dark ones. So I'll just do that every so often. Already have that color. Get some lighter ones in there. Make it look a little bit, oh, I cut one off. We're just doing this nice and super simple. I'm going to grab that color, make it slightly lighter. I think it's this way makes it lighter. Oop, that's not the color I wanted. Why is that looking so light? I don't know. Whatever. Not a big deal. Those dots. I'll just keep the middle part gray. Oh, and we want this to be wider. I want it 2 tiles wide. So, looking something like that. And now we will copy and paste this to right here. And now we're going to go up to Edit and rotate 90 degrees clockwise. And now we have bridge tiles going up and down and left and right. So we're going to save that one. And then reopen up tutorial. Go to the second map. Open map. Open our new bridge tile. Now we got a bridge there. We got a bridge there. And now our character can escape. But first let's make bridge terrain. create another new one. This one's going to be called Bridge. Okay. And both of these will be labeled as Bridge. Hit OK. And now, on our test map, we should be able to cross bridges. There you go. Now, what if we wanted to make a new unit? So, I keep my art style very simple. Let's say we wanted to create a new unit. So we're going to save this. And, oops, that's because I have it open. Close out of that. Save. So, I believe SRPG Studio, you can get it on sale for like 10-15 bucks, maybe 20. And then Sprite, I think I got for under 20. That might not even be on sale. Let's see how much it costs. Sprite. 20 bucks, not even on sale. So if it goes on sale, it goes even cheaper. But both of these are pretty cheap. So I'm going to save that. Close out of it. Now back in here, I'm going to go to Resources, Graphics, and I want to find character chips. So this is all the animations for your first lord. I want to save that file. And we're going to call this Swordsman. Okay. Now we save that. We're going to open that up. And we're going to do one more. Sorry about that. Resources, graphics. I'm going to minimize the character chip. I want the faces. Oh, here, face. So we'll open this up, and we will use, well, we're using this guy as our portrait. Oh, I want to save the file for that as well. So we're going to save this entire file as face 1. Okay, saving that to desktop. Okay, Sprite, we're going to open desktop. We're going to go to face 1, open that up. So you got your portraits here, and then we're going to open desktop, and we have Swordsman A, B, and C. We're just going to go to Swordsman, and you can see this is the animation profile for this character. So the way SRPG Studio animates its characters is you start here, then it goes to this one, and then it puts this picture, and then it goes back here, and it keeps going, bouncing this way. It goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to create our own. Once again, I'm going to load the palette of the icons because that gives me a nice palette. So we're going to go to tutorial, we're going to graphics, icon, oops, I think it was on desktop, sorry. It was on desktop, I saved icon. Ooh, he turned all evil. But we're going to get rid of him. We just want to remember where his square is, which is right here. I want to sort by hue again, and we're going to do black. First, I'm going to create some eyes. I think that's a little high. We'll see how this goes. Oops. Don't know if those eyes are too far apart. Might want to move them in a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let's get some skin color. Now, if you want, I can go in here and just copy this skin color. So I can just press I, grab this skin color, pull it over here, add it to my palette. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Why isn't it letting me do this? Well, whatever, I won't use... sometimes it lets me to just copy the color straight out of here, but this is giving me some problems, so we'll just stick with the colors that are here. And I will find colors that are close to what I want. Oh, it looks like I made this one too high. Oops. Why did it do that? I have this thing here. I don't know. Sprite seems to be bugging out a little bit. I'm just going to do this regularly. Manually, I should say. So, I think those are a little too far apart. Are those too close together now? Not necessarily. I don't like that part. Whoops. Okay, I want to give him a silver helmet. So if you want, you can just mirror this. Control C, Control V, and then Shift H flips it horizontally. Okay. Now let's give him some armor down here. For the hands, I like to do 3, 4, and I like to put outlines. Let's move this over 1. I like to put outlines for kind of everything and make them pop a bit more. Let's make it a slightly darker color on that side. Now it kind of blends in. Give him a shoulder pad. We'll extend the belt out. Let's see if this works symmetrically. I'm going to Control V and then Shift H. Just use a darker line here. Okay, so now we have facing forward. Let's give him a sword. I keep it nice and simple. Obviously, you guys can make this more detailed. Let me give him a nice dark sword. Looks a little long. Want a little bit lighter. So he looks a little on the fat side, but he's okay. Just kind of doing this in a rush. So what then I like to do is I kind of just copy this over here. Let me get rid of, that one was fine, let me get rid of this. So now when I do my middle animation, I usually just switch him up a little bit. Let's make this gray, this gray. Now I just move this up a little bit. I like to switch this hand, move that up a little bit. I'll extend this up one as well. And then we reverse the feet. I don't know if the feet are going to look good. I forget how I did it before. I think I put this on the bottom. So to make it look like they're moving, I just copy and paste this over here. And then I Shift H it. And that's pretty much it to make my forward-facing unit. I'm going to save that. File, save. Don't show this alert. Okay, so I'm not going to really go through all these characters because then you got to do side profiles and such. But basically, I just do something like this. I might take his face down here. Just take the entire body. I'll just do one for each. So normally I like to pull the arm back in here. I'll take this, Shift H it. That's his shoulder pad. I'll bring it back down. Maybe I'll move this back a little bit further. Kind of just wing it, you know? Just drawing a guy. his feet down in here. Now where's his sword? Got me. Oop. That's bugging out, and I don't like it. It's making me do everything individually. Now let me copy the sword. I made him look fat up here and skinny down there, but this is just kind of flying through it. Let me delete that. Delete that. Running through this real fast. Let me copy and paste them right in here. Was he centered? Okay. So now I kind of just like to extend this out a little bit. 1, 2. Do the same thing over here. And I like to cut off this part. I just make him kind of go down a little bit. I'll raise his hand up slightly. Actually, let me grab this part too. Make the sword a little bit longer so it looked like it moved up. And I can copy this first one over. Now if you're going to draw the back of a character, I quite often like to just copy and paste all these, move them down here. And now the back of his head would just be a helmet, right? So just fill that in. Just going to make this look like the back of the shoulder pad. I'll erase all this. I guess he would still have his sword a little bit over. And that would be in his right hand, so it would be, the sword would be on this side. It goes up to which part? Just under that part of the helmet and be N1. So this would carry down here, and that would cut off it partially. I would not have the sword part there, so I'll make that all black. Okay. So sword is on that side. I'm going to just flip this horizontal, which is probably what I should have done before. And I'll make all that gray. Make this black. This part would be gray. This part would be black. I'll just copy and paste this guy. Okay, so we did basically, that is how you make a character. Now these other parts, this is a character facing forward. I'm just going to copy and paste this entire facing forward character. I'm going to bring him down here, delete that, put him right there. No, his feet are wrong. So I'm just going to copy and paste him. Sorry, I'm running through this pretty fast for creating a character. Okay. Am I missing any other colors? Looks like I'm missing some in here. Whoops. Yeah, I don't get why that's not working. Over here I didn't do it too. Okay. And now we have this guy looking to the left. So I'm going to grab my left profile, or my right profile. I'm just going to flip it. Shift H. Okay, so now we have a character sheet. I'm going to save it. And now with SRPG Studio, it's like Fire Emblem, where you can have a swordsman, and then your swordsman's usually your blue unit. You can have a red swordsman, which is usually the enemy unit, and a green swordsman, that is usually the allied unit. I'm not really dealing with that. I'm just keeping them all the same color. However, there's also, when your unit's turn is taken up, they kind of fade to a non-distinct color. Granted, I'm mostly gray already, but so we're going to have to save this 3 more times. So we're going to call this, well, first of all, where we actually have to save it is going to be back in our file. So tutorial, graphics, character chip. I want to save this one as swordsman, but now I'm going to save it also as swordsman-A, swordsman-B, and -C. So if you wanted to, you can make each one of those different colors, or I just keep them all the same color. But swordsman C, or whatever your character is, -C, is going to be your portrait when the character's turn is over. And I like to make that fully black and white. So the way I can do it in this program is I want to create a new layer. I'm trying to figure out where that button was. What happened to it? Layer, new layer. Okay. Now I'm going to right click this layer. I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to go to color. Now over here I'm going to select a gray. And I'm going to hit Control A, and I'm going to fill this layer with gray. Now what I'm going to do, and hopefully it's working Sprite right now, I'm going to do print screen, and go to File, New, and I'm going to paste this in here. Now while I'm in here, I want to select from this entire box. I hit Control C, and come back in here. I'm going to hit Control V. And I'll make this match up. Oh, looks like I did not want to be in the black bar. Let me go back. I want to start from the gray part, not the black part. So gray to where it's gray. Copy that, come back here, paste that. Looks like I gotta squeeze it a little bit. Looks like just 1 pixel. That fix it? Not quite. Let's try it again. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, close enough. Oh, I want to delete the layer and then I'm going to paste that. Did that fix it? Well, we're going to call that good enough. And now I'm going to take this empty and then paint around it. So now all I have is my units as gray. And I want to save that as my C. Oops. Okay. Hopefully you understood all that. Don't save that one. And I was going to steal colors from this portrait to make it look more like that character, but that wasn't working, so I kind of just winged it. Okay, so now back in our game, we are going to go to Resources, Graphics. We're going to go to Original Character Chip. We're going to go to Add. We're going to add Swordsman. We're going to hit OK. Now we're going to go to Database. We're going to go to Classes, not Players. We're going to go to Classes. We're going to create a class. In case I guess we already have Swordsman. I'm not sure what class. What class did we use? Lord. Well, we're just going to create our own class just like we did for the monk. Going to make this one Swordsman. And he's going to be able to use swords. Now, for this portrait, we are going down to Swordsman. Now for our actual player, we're going to bring him down to Compound and Swordsman. Okay. And now, when we play the map, and I guess we'll start a new game, you could see that our unit is now in the game. Maybe not the best looking unit, but he works. So I'll open the map, go to map information. I'm going to create a test member, which is going to be our swordsman, but not that swordsman. We're going to import swordsman. And now it's our guy. So now we have a test unit available for our test map. And now we have our swordsman who can move around our map with 100% custom graphics. Hopefully that didn't take too long, and you can make this as detailed or not detailed as you want. You can import assets from other games if you want. We're just trying to learn here, make our first games. I don't care where you get the assets from, but you can just throw them in here and make your own SRPG. And I much prefer seeing something like this, even if it's bad graphics, than just seeing the same copy and paste default assets from the game. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next tutorial.